Okay, so Pete, what are the responsibilities of a successor trustee in managing and distributing assets?
Well, that's a key word there. Successor is a trustee. You could be the trustee of your own trust, and then you pass away. We've been talking a lot about the change of ownership, where the IRA was owned by somebody, they died, and now it's inherited by someone else, and they become the beneficiary or the controller of that, or the transfer on death, where they literally become the full owner of the assets. When you talk about the word successor, you're saying the thing didn't die. In this case, a trust, it didn't die, but the person in control of it, the trustee, died. So you need a successor. And we've talked a lot about, in this conversation, beneficiaries, but successors, think of them that literally as successor owners, or you asked about successor trustees. These are the people you put in charge if you're gone, but the thing that you're in charge of is still here, like a trust. Or a 529 account is another really good example, where we see grandparents opening up accounts for their grandkids, and they are the owner of the 529 plan. And then when the grandparent passes away, it doesn't go to the grandkid. They are, in the words of a beneficiary of a 529 plan, they're the ones who are supposedly going to be going to school and going to benefit from the 529, but they're never the one who's in control of it. They don't become the owner. So who's going to be in control of that 529? Is it going to be the grandparents' children, the parents of the student or the potential student? So that's where these successor owners come into play. And just like contingent beneficiaries, you want to think about, well, I'm probably going to be outlived by my kids, and they're probably going to be outlived by their kids, and so forth. But what if people die too soon, unexpectedly, like you said? What if that skipped generation, not the child, but the grandchild, isn't quite old enough to be in control, but they've lost their parents? These are things you want to, build into the trust language, build into a successor owner pathway, so that the right people are in control and that your wishes are handled. All of this really is just to make life a little bit more simplified. You don't want to involve attorneys and too much cost if it's not necessary, but you also, more importantly, you don't want to have arguing over what you thought was supposed to happen. If you've got it kind of thought out and these successor and contingent beneficiaries are in place, it's very clear what your intentions were, and it's very easy to execute on those plans. And that's really, I think, the key, whether it's successor, contingent, you really want to think about that. And that's when they're the successor owner, they are the person in charge. So you want to think about who that person would be if you're not here. If the people you would name as your beneficiaries are important to you, it's important that you do good planning now. Get your successor owners, your contingent beneficiaries, not just the primary, in place. To help in that, check us out at goodfinancial.com and go to the Contact Us page, and we're happy to start a conversation.